If your nervous system could speak clearly, instead of through tension, restlessness, or that constant urge to rush, what do you think it would tell you? Would it say slow down? Would it ask you to stop bracing? Would it remind you that nothing is actually chasing you right now? Because the truth is, your nervous system is already shaping your reality long before you think about manifesting anything. Before intention, before belief, before vision, your body has already decided what feels safe, what feels risky, and what feels impossible. Reality does not wait for your mindset, it responds to that decision. This is the part almost no one talks about, because it takes power away from mental control. You do not manifest with thoughts first, you manifest with your baseline state. Your nervous system is the filter. Every perception, every opportunity, every outcome passes through it. If your system lives in subtle stress, even on good days, reality mirrors instability. If your system is grounded, regulated, and calm, reality reorganizes faster than you expect, often without effort. This is not spiritual language, this is biology. Neuroscience shows that the nervous system decides what the brain notices and what it ignores. It predicts the future based on past safety. If the world once felt unpredictable, your system learned to stay alert. That alertness became normal, and normal becomes destiny. From a quantum view, this makes sense. The observer does not collapse reality with desire. The observer collapses reality with coherence, and coherence cannot exist in a body that is constantly preparing for impact. This is why people feel stuck. Even when they are doing everything right, they change beliefs, they visualize, they repeat affirmations, but their body is still living in survival. The signal stays mixed, and reality reflects that confusion. A powerful nervous system is not aggressive, it is regulated. It can hold desire without turning it into pressure. It can face uncertainty without tightening. It can stay open without collapsing. When regulation is present, urgency disappears. Silence stops feeling wrong. Waiting stops feeling threatening. Stillness becomes neutral. And in that neutrality, reality responds fastest, because nothing is interfering. This is why instant manifestations often happen when you are calm, not excited, settled, not striving, grounded, not chasing. The nervous system steps out of the way. The observer stabilizes probability, collapses cleanly. Most people misunderstand reprogramming. They think repeating new ideas will change the subconscious, but the subconscious does not respond to language. It responds to experience. It updates when the body learns. It is safe. Each moment of safety rewires more than 1,000 affirmations. Spoken intention, the baseline shifts, and reality follows automatically. The nervous system is a predictive system. Its job is not success. Its job is survival. If uncertainty once led to pain, the body learned to brace. That brace became the default, and when something new approaches, even something good, the body tightens. That tightening is not sabotage, it is protection. From a quantum view, the field responds to your present state, not your future vision. If your present state is braced, the future collapses into versions that feel manageable, not expansive. Reality never moves faster than your nervous system can tolerate. This is why people feel almost there for years. The mind is ready, the body is not, and the body always wins. A regulated nervous system sends a different signal. It communicates safety, readiness, openness, not through emotion but through consistency. This is coherence, no internal contradiction, no wanting one thing while preparing for another. Repetition matters more than intensity. One calm response to uncertainty changes more than dramatic effort. Each time you stay regulated in the unknown, the system updates. It learns expansion is not dangerous over time. This becomes automatic. You stop rushing, you stop checking, you stop rehearsing worst-case outcomes, not because you are trying to be calm, but because your system no longer needs to. This is when manifestation speeds up the brakes, release reality stops buffering, opportunities arrive clean. Decisions feel simple, timing feels precise, training the nervous system happens in ordinary moments. How you respond to silence, how you sit with not knowing whether you tighten or soften when things do not resolve immediately. Those moments train the system more than any ritual. Embodiment means safety in the unknown. When the body feels safe, the subconscious releases the past, and when the subconscious releases the past, reality stops repeating it. Most people try to force new beliefs. This creates conflict. The body resists, the signal fractures. Reality mirrors that friction. A powerful nervous system does not argue, it remains available, and availability is magnetic. When your nervous system becomes regulated enough, something unexpected happens. You stop trying to manifest, and the moment you stop trying, reality starts responding faster. This is not coincidence, this is coherence finally taking hold. A powerful nervous system does not rush outcomes, it does not chase signs, it does not scan every moment for proof, it stays available. That availability tells reality there is no emergency, no threat, no need to delay. Most people think strength is built by pushing through discomfort. In truth, that only trains the system to survive pressure. True power is built when the body learns it can remain open, without bracing when it can experience uncertainty, without tightening when it can receive, without preparing for loss. This is where tolerance matters more than belief. Your nervous system has a window for how much change, pleasure, success, and novelty it can hold. Anything beyond that window triggers contraction, and contraction always signals reality to slow down, fragment, or pull back. Not as punishment, but as protection. Reality respects capacity. That is why some manifestations arrive partially, or arrive and then disappear, or arrive but feel overwhelming instead of satisfying. The nervous system has not learned to hold that frequency calmly, so reality adapts. Training a powerful nervous system means expanding that window slowly. Each time something new happens and nothing bad follows, the system updates, it learns. Expansion is safe. What once felt intense becomes normal, and when normal changes, reality follows immediately. This is why slow embodied shifts outperform dramatic techniques. One regulated response widens the window. One calm moment rewires the baseline. One choice not to react trains the system more than effort ever could. The subconscious does not believe words, it believes experience, especially experiences where silence did not lead to loss, waiting did not lead to danger, and stillness did not cause collapse. This is what trust really is, not a mindset, not a belief, a physiological state. A body that does not brace, does not rush, does not demand proof, it stays present, and presence is magnetic. When the nervous system is available, the subconscious stops scanning for threats. When scanning stops, perception widens. When perception widens, probability expands, and when probability expands, reality responds without delay. This is why people who do deep nervous system work experience synchronicities effortlessly. Their system is not interfering, their baseline is open. Reality moves at its natural speed. A powerful nervous system does not dominate reality, it cooperates. With it, it bends without breaking, it adapts without collapsing, it allows the future to arrive without rehearsing fear. Eventually, regulation becomes automatic. Calm is no longer practiced, it is default. You do not return to center, you start there. At this stage, manifestation is no longer something you initiated, unfolds. Conversations align, decisions resolve, timing compresses, effort disappears. Life does not become louder, it becomes quieter, cleaner, more precise. And that quiet is the sign of real power. Power does not feel dramatic, it feels stable. When your nervous system reaches this point, reality no longer tests you. Tests exist to build tolerance. Once tolerance is embodied, tests dissolve. You stop proving, you stop pushing, you stop forcing, you simply remain coherent, and when coherence becomes who you are, reality no longer resists, it responds. There comes a point where the nervous system no longer needs to prove its strength. That is where real mastery begins, not in creating regulation, but in protecting it quietly. At this stage, the greatest risk is not stress, it is unconscious. Return old habits do not come back loudly. They return in small ways. Rushing when nothing is urgent, overthinking when clarity is already present, filling silence with effort, seeking reassurance when stability already exists. These moments seem harmless, but each one slightly tightens the system, and over time that tightening becomes a signal. Reality responds by slowing things down again, not because something is wrong, but because coherence is being interrupted. A powerful nervous system does not eliminate contraction forever. It notices it sooner, and instead of identifying with it, it regulates it. That choice preserves the signal. From a quantum view, frequency does not collapse instantly, it degrades through noise. Each unnecessary tension adds interference. Each moment of self-monitoring fractures coherence. If left unnoticed, reality begins to respond with subtle delay. This is why embodiment matters more than insight. Insight can open the door. Embodiment keeps it open. Embodiment is when calm becomes automatic, not intentional. When the body returns to regulation without instruction, this is the difference between accessing power and sustaining it. At this level, peace can feel unfamiliar. The mind that survived through urgency may mistake calm for disengagement. It may try to reintroduce pressure to feel productive. This is conditioning, not truth. A powerful nervous system allows stillness without interpretation. It allows momentum. Without force, it allows life to unfold without interference. Each time you choose softness over bracing, the system reinforces safety. Each time you allow silence without filling it, the subconscious stabilizes. Each time you trust your baseline, instead of questioning it, coherence anchors deeper. Eventually, regulation is no longer something you maintain, it is who you are. And when regulation becomes identity, reality responds consistently, not dramatically, not loudly, but precisely. You stop watching for signs. You stop measuring progress. You stop fearing missteps. The system is no longer fragile. It can bend without breaking. It can hold expansion without flinching. This is the quiet power most people never reach because it does not feel exciting. It feels normal. But normal is where reality moves fastest. When nothing inside you is rushing, nothing outside needs to slow down. When nothing inside you is bracing, nothing outside needs to test you. You are no longer trying to control outcomes. You are compatible with them, and that compatibility is what makes response feel instant, not because you demanded it, but because you finally stopped interrupting it. When this state stabilizes, something subtle but permanent shifts inside you. You stop asking if it is working. You stop checking your inner state. You stop wondering if you are aligned enough. Proof has already accumulated in the body. The nervous system no longer waits for permission to feel safe. Safety becomes the starting point, not the reward. And when safety is internal, the subconscious stops projecting danger into the future. This is where time changes, not on the clock, but in perception. You are no longer racing ahead mentally, or dragging the past with you. Attention stays here, and here is where reality responds cleanly. At this level, manifestation no longer feels like creation, it feels like response. You'll notice that things meet you halfway. Conversations open without effort, decisions resolve without pressure. Opportunities appear at the exact moment you are ready to act, not because you planned better, but because you were not interfering. The mind that once needed urgency slowly quiets. It realizes there is nothing to manage, nothing to control, nothing to push. The system trusts itself. And trust removes friction from a neurological view. Prediction loosens. The brain stops rehearsing outcomes it no longer needs to prepare for impact. Perception widens. You see more options. You sense timing instead of forcing it. From a quantum view, the observer is clear. No distortion, no emotional bargaining, no hidden fear shaping probability. The signal you emit is stable. And stability is what allows reality to respond without delay. This is why power at this level feels almost invisible. There is no high, no crash, no dramatic shift, just a steady flow. Life feels simpler not because less is happening, but because nothing inside you is fighting what is happening. You respond instead of react. You move when it is time. You wait when waiting is natural, neither feels threatening. This is the nervous system operating from capacity instead of survival. And when capacity becomes the baseline, the subconscious no longer limits expansion. It no longer pulls you back to familiar tension. It allows growth to continue. Without interruption, you stop thinking in terms of before and after. You live in continuity. Momentum does not break, it compounds. This is also where identity softens. You no longer define yourself by effort or struggle. You do not need to be the one who manifests. You simply live in coherence, and coherence does not announce itself. It operates quietly. Reality does not feel like something you chase. It feels like something that responds. Instant response does not mean constant miracles. It means clean feedback, no resistance. No delay introduced by internal conflict. The nervous system has learned it can hold more without tightening. That learning changes everything. You no longer need to prepare for the future. You are already compatible with it. This is what a powerful nervous system really is. Not intensity, not control, not force, but stability under movement. And once that stability is embodied, reality no longer waits, it moves with you.